How many of you would like to generate more book sales without spending additional money on ads? This is Cindy Manier from Aduta Book Creator, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to do that by adding A+ content. A+ content is everything that shows up under From the Publisher in your book sales page. And it's your chance to grab the attention of Amazon shoppers through images, text, and tables, and to get them to buy your book. Let's look at some examples. I did some searches using Publisher Rocket to find some good examples for you of A+ content. And I wanted to make sure each of these books was selling at least $1,000 a month in sales so that you would have a good idea of how this helps you to get more sales. So let's start with the first one, the See It Bigger Planner. So here it is. If you scroll down, so from the publisher, so anything below here is your A+ content. So they have a block with 3. They have a big block. They have one of the 4 blocks, one of the smaller blocks, and another bigger block. So they've got a lot of information on here. They are using their A+ content very, very well. One of the tips is to make sure you have a mock-up of your book inside your A+ content, that you have pages from inside your book. That's very important to show the pages so it gives people an idea of what your book contains. So here they're showing 4 different types of pages that they have inside their book. They're highlighting that they have holidays in this one. And then they're highlighting their yearly page and their sum up this year. And then again, their mock-up again. It's important to have your mock-up. See, this is an independently published book. So this is a KDP book. And this is a very good example of using your A+ content well to help you get some sales. All right, let's look at the next one. I looked for prayer journals. And I found this one here that's making over $8,000 a month for just this one book. This is really good. So I pulled it up. Here's the book. Here's their A+ content. So again, they have a mock-up of their book. They have pages inside. They are giving the reader a reason to buy their book here by saying pray and reflect to improve your well-being. So that's the benefit. So they're talking about the benefit. That's always important to include. They have another mock-up of their book. And again, strengthen your faith, another benefit of their book. Pray and reflect, another one. Only a few minutes a day, another benefit. So they're highlighting all the benefits of using their book, which is a great thing to do in your A+ content. And they're also showing the pages and the mock-ups and that sort of thing. So this is another really good example. Let's go look at another one. Did a car logbook. I was trying to pick different types of books so you would get an idea that this can work for any book that you have. You can't say, oh, I have a planner, I can't use this book, or I can't use A+ content, or I have a puzzle book, this isn't going to work for me. It's going to work for you no matter what type of book you have. Every single type of book you have, you can benefit by adding this A+ content. So this car mileage tracker, this is the one I'm pulling up. It's over $100,000 a month they're making in sales on this book. Here is their A+ content. They've got a mock-up of their book. They're describing it. They're showing the interior, again, doing more descriptions, another mock-up, telling you why this is important. It's a business essential, giving you the benefit why you need this book. So down here, they have some more mock-ups of their book with actual people. That gives you an idea of the size of the book and how you can carry it around and keep track of all your mileage. So this is another good example. And then the last example I have for you is for a kids activity book. We're doing the fun activity book. It's this one here, which is generating a little over $3,000 a month in sales. Let's look at their stuff. So they have a lot of content here also, which is awesome. It's great. So they're using, so this is one. This here is all one block, even though it looks like 2, it's one block. It's the biggest size, and then they have the for block, and then they have a smaller one. So this is using 3 different types of blocks. But notice they're telling you who it's perfect for, they're telling you who it is. Again, they're having a mock-up, they're showing pages inside of it. Hours of fun and entertainment, they're giving you the benefit. And then they're going down and breaking up the benefit into even more categories. It's for entertainment, word searches and more, family fun, drawing. So it's giving the buyer all this information about the book, telling them how great it is, all the great things you can do with it, why you want to buy it. And then here's another thing that they did, other books in the series. So this is another way you can also, if you have more than one book that is very similar, such as this, you can do Learn How to Draw, a toddler coloring book. So they're highlighting their other books here. So it's not, this book isn't actually a series in the sense that it's a series on KDP. That's mainly reserved for novels and things of that nature. But you can highlight other books that you've created that are similar to the same book by adding it in here in your A+ content. So that's another great example. I want to show you one more example. I thought this one was also really well done. This one's also generating a little bit over $1,000 a month in sales. This one highlights not just the one book, but a bunch of different versions of the planner that they have. And it shows all of the pages here, which is done really well. And then they're using the comparison table here to show 4 different versions of their book and highlighting what's different about them and what features that they all have. So this is a really good way if you have multiple types of books. So if you're doing, let's say you're doing a planner and one of them's a 2022-2023 yearly planner, and one of them's just a daily planner, one of them's a weekly planner, a monthly planner. So if you do different versions like that directed to different audiences, some people like to just have multiple years and just have monthly pages. Some people like the weekly pages and some like the daily pages. So you can reach all these different markets with one basic style of planner and then use this table to highlight the differences. And see, these are links. So if they got into your book from some other search and they're looking here and going, oh, I think I like this type better, then I can just click here and it'll send them to one of your other books, and then you're still going to get a sale from them. So I really like this table. I think it's a great idea. And if you have books like that, I think you should use this option. Before you start creating A+ content, I recommend you go to KDP's help pages and go find the A+ content information and read through it. In particular, look at this A+ content and guidelines, because that's going to tell you what you can and, well, more specifically, what you can't put in your A+ content. There are some things that are not allowed. For example, you cannot put pricing and promotional details, customer reviews, time-sensitive information, and you're only allowed 4 publication quotes. So if somebody had made a quote about your book in some sort of well-known publication, you'd be able to only have 4 of those quotes. That probably doesn't apply to most people making KDP books, but just keep that in mind. So be sure to read through all these restrictions and don't put anything in your A+ content that it tells you not to put here, or they will reject it and you'll have to go back and do it over again. Next, let's look at how to create A+ content. I just updated my Q4 planner with the 2022 dates, and so I want to go and add in A+ content for this book. To add A+ content, let's start by clicking on Marketing on your KDP dashboard. Then you're going to go down here to where it says A+ content. You're going to choose your marketplace. Most people are going to be doing it for Amazon.com. And then click on Manage A+ content. Then you're going to click up here where it says Start creating A+ content. I've just updated my Q4 planner with the 2022 dates, so I'm going to create some A+ content for that book. So I'm going to call it Q4 planner content. Then you click on this, Add module. And this is going to pop up all the different types of A+ content that you can do. So this comparison chart, that's the one that I showed you over here that has the different books on it. There's a 4-image one, Let's see, I think we saw that over here somewhere too. So yeah, here's the one with 4 images. You can also have, see how this says key features? You could have had this person could have put something here, but they just left that blank, so then nothing gets shown there. But then you have a title and the little text that you can put in. So you see here that they did that for each one of those. But none of the text is required. So if you don't want to do the text for any of your A+ content modules, you don't have to. Standard 4 image text quadrant. I don't think that gets used very often for low content books. These two are the same size. The only difference is that they can have an overlay of text in either dark or light. You can do a standard image with header text if you wanted to add text below your image. You can have text, you can have an image block where you can switch between images and have your text change. A little standard product description. Standard single image and highlight with sidebar. So this one adds a thing on the side. So a lot of these are going to be more valuable for people writing like children's books or novels or things like that. The other one that you might want to use is the standard 3 image one. This is an example of the one with the three images, where they've got the 3 images, they've got their headline, and then they've got text. This size one here is one of these standard image dark text or light text overlays. So they're not putting any text overlay on it, they're just doing the image, and that's probably what you're going to want to do most of the time as well. Okay, so let's get to it. All right, so I generated some A+ content. I created it in Canva. Let me see if I can pull that up for you. So here it is. So I created these blocks. These are what I'm going to use for the A+ content module. I have one of the 3. I'm using the 3 picture block, and I'm using the 970 by 600 blocks. All right, so I know that my 970 by 60 blocks, I know that those are the standard image header with text. So I'm going to click on that. And when you click on each one of these, it's going to tell you the size. See the 970 by 600? That's what size this is, 970 by 600. So I know that's how you can know what size your object needs to be when you're creating your content here. So if you wanted to create that type of block, what you would do is you would go into Canva, say create design, and then go down here to custom size, and then put 970 by 600. And then you'll have your design exactly the right size for this particular block. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and upload mine. So click to add image. I'm going to add my top image. And for the keywords, I'm just going to type the text that's on here. So I put in start planning for a successful Q4 today, a must-have for low-content book publishers. So we've added here. You could add a headline, you could add text. I'm not going to, so I'm just going to click on add module, and I'm going to add another one of those modules. And I'm going to add the text that's on here. And I'm just going to keep repeating this process. I have one more that side that I want to add in. And the last one I'm going to be doing is the standard 3 image one. These are all 300 by 300. For this one, I'm going to add text. I've created some text to put in here. So my headline is going to be, for this book gives you, and then I have headlines I want to put underneath each one. I'm just going to cut and paste them. So after you get all of them added, then you're going to go to apply ISNs. I'm going to add it to my Q4 planner. I have both a hardcover and paperback version, so I'm just going to copy and paste the ISNs in here. And then you click on, when it pops up, you click on Apply Content. And let's go add the next one. And apply content. So now it will get added to both the paperback and hardcover version of this book. Next is review and submit. So when you go to review, you'll be able to see what it looks like, what it will look like exactly on the page. So you can scan through it and see if you like the way it looks. And I do like the way it looks. I'm going to save this as a draft instead of submitting it for approval, because I just submitted the updates for my book and it's still in review. I don't want to confuse people by having the updated 2022 version of the A+ content in there. So I'm just going to save it for now, and once it gets updated on the sales page, I will go back and approve this. But for now, I'm going to save it. So that's how you create A+ content. I've shown you some examples of how to do it. I've shown you where to go on KDP to get more information about creating it, to make sure that you create it properly and don't break any of KDP's rules. So now that you know how to create A+ content, you need to go into every one of your listings and add it right now, especially if you're running ads to it. This way, if people are clicking on your ads, you're going to have this beautiful content in there. They're going to be more likely to purchase your book, which means your ACOS is going to go down and you're going to be making more money. So go do it right now. If you guys are interested in me showing you how I've created some of these mock-ups and different ways for you that you can create mock-ups, if you leave comments to this video and I get enough of the comments asking me to create a video like that, I'll make a mock-up video that shows you how I created all these different mock-ups for my book. If you have any questions at all about anything in here, ask them in the comments or ask them in my Facebook group.